So I have something to show you. Hello, baby. Say hi. You making little biscuits? Oh my gosh. Cats are so cute. Who knew? Who knew? Trying to get a cat to do anything, especially a feral wild cat that I can't wait to tell you this crazy story about. It's so much different than trying to get a dog to do something. I really want him to be here for this story. We'll see if he stays. So a couple weeks ago, I was on my usual little jogging trail that I go down. And I stopped to tie my shoe underneath my favorite tree. Because, yes, I have a favorite tree. And as I'm tying my shoe, this beautiful, gorgeous black cat saunters out of nowhere and just comes right up to my feet and starts like doing that adorable thing, like pushing on my feet, rolling on its back, like on my running shoes, and wanting me to like pat it and rub its tummy, and just being so cute and sweet. I think I actually have a clip because I filmed it. I was like, what is happening right now? I have to document this. So I'll show you the cuteness. Hi, kitty. So this cat just completely charmed me because I see a lot of stray cats and they break my heart because it's just not at all a safe area for cats. There's a ton of coyotes and there's a ton of cars. And whenever I see a stray cat, I want to help it. But the thing is, like, cats aren't like dogs that would just run up to you if you try to help it. And they always run away from me. And I've never succeeded in saving a cat, and I try every single time. But this one just came right up to me, started laying on my shoes, and I was like, what do I do? He's so sweet, but he has a cut ear. And so I know that means he's feral. Like, that's what they do with the absolutely wild cats, like scoop them up, get them spayed and neutered, cut their ear, and re-release them. So I was like, this doesn't seem like a wild cat. Like, he's so sweet and obviously loves people and loves to be petted. So I was very confused by that. And I didn't know what to do. And I was like a mile down the trail, so I didn't know how to get him like off of the trail because there are busy roads on either side. I had nothing. I had no supplies. I didn't even have water to offer him. And my husband was gone. We're a one-car family, so he was gone with the car. Are you leaving me again? I have a lot to get used to with cats' personalities. Okay, he's gonna be a part of this story however he wants to be. So I was like, what do I do? Like, I can't call my husband to bring the car, to like bring a box or something to help. It's dangerous, so if I like carried him off of the trail, what if he jumped out of my arms while there were like busy cars around? I was just like completely at a loss for what to do. And as I'm standing there trying to figure out what to do, meanwhile he's like making figure eights in my legs and just being like the cutest, sweetest little thing. I was like, I guess I'll just pick him up and see how far I could carry him, which is of course a crazy idea with a wild cat. But I could tell he wasn't wild. Like, I could tell he was so sweet. So I picked him up, like thinking I might get scratched to shreds. And he just went like limp in my arms and just let me carry him. So I'm like, okay, things are progressing. I'm like walking down the trail with this cat in my arms, and he was being so docile that he looked kind of dead. Like, he was just limp. Meanwhile, this lady comes like jogging towards me, and she saw what looked like a dead cat, and she like freaked out and came running over to me. She's like, is that cat okay? And I was like, yeah, he's actually fine. He's just, I don't know how to like save him. He seems, you know, too domesticated to be out here in the wild. And she just completely like took over. She's like, oh, I'm a cat person. I've been looking for another cat to adopt. I'm gonna have my husband come. He's gonna bring the crate. We've got the supplies. We're gonna do this and this and this. And she just like completely took charge, and she's like, I've got it. We're good. And I was like, okay, if you're sure, like thinking she seems to really know what she's talking about with cats way more than I do. And I have dogs at home, and it just makes so much more sense for her to take over the rescue mission at this point. So I gave her my phone number. I'm like, if I can do anything to help, let me know, keep me posted. And she's like, I totally got this. Her husband comes, etc. I'm like, okay. So I jog away without the cat, and something in me did not feel right. Like, I felt like that cat came up to me under my favorite tree and it seemed like it wanted something from me, and I just passed it off to this other lady, and I just didn't feel good about that. And I was like, I think that was my cat. You know, like after I met my dog that I rescued a couple years ago, I just had this feeling like, that's my dog. Like, that's my dog. That is my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That was my dog. Oh. And I felt that way jogging away. I was like, I think that was my cat. So the day passes. I keep thinking about the cat, questioning my decisions to let her take over. And I haven't heard from her. So finally I texted her and I'm like, hey, how's it going with the cat? I hope everything's great and he's settling in. She's like, oh, I already lost him. She lost him the same day that she got him. And I was just so upset. I was like, so he's still out in the wild with no help, no water, no food, no resources, all the coyotes, all the cars. I was so worried about him. And she's like, I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's probably a feral cat because he has that cut ear. I was like, I really don't think he's feral. I don't know how he got the cut ear. I don't know if he was like maybe a house cat that strayed and got scooped up with some wild cats and they just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe he's just a freak feral cat that's very sweet. But something in me was just like, that sweet cat should not be out in the wild. So for the next 4 days, I went looking for him every single day, morning, afternoon, night. Every time I walked my dogs, I went to all the different spots, the place where I had seen him, and I didn't see any trace of him. I was like, okay, he's so sweet. He probably got adopted by somebody else. He's okay. He's got to be okay. But I was like dreading seeing him in the road. Like, I've seen some really sad things. So I was like, please let him be surviving out there in the harsh world of Southern California. And the heat, it's been so hot. I was like leaving out little bowls of water and food just in case. And they were being eaten. But I mean, that could have been the coyotes or anything. But I kept looking for him. I kept thinking about him. It was just haunting me. And then one day, a few days later, I went out with my husband for some exercise. And it was later than we usually go. It was like not our usual routine. Not our usual route even. And it was a day that's like a really hard anniversary for me with losing my mom. And so again, the stars just kind of aligned, I guess. And we're in a totally different part of our route. And it's just this little grassy area right by a really busy road. And for some reason, after our dog died, my husband started calling that little grassy area Lolita's place because she always liked to stop there on our walks. So it's like a sentimental, special little place, much like my favorite tree where I saw him the first time. Anyway, we're walking by Lolita's place, and Nate's like, hey, look, there's a black cat. Is that the cat you've been talking about? And it was the cat, and I was like, oh my gosh. Calmly, slowly, because there's a busy road. I don't want it to do anything crazy. Where are you going, buddy? So I see the cat and like cautiously approach. No need to be cautious. He runs right up to me like we're old friends, starts doing the figure eights in my legs. Thank God he still looks healthy and okay after however long in the wilderness. And he's like rolling around in my shoes and he's just doing all the same stuff, being so cute and sweet. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna have regrets this time. We're gonna rescue this cat. So my darling husband runs home, gets the car, and a cardboard box was all I had. So I was like, this might go really badly, like a feral cat in a cardboard box in a car. But he hops right in the box, no complaints. I put the box in my lap in the car, and he just lays down in the box. Totally chill, like, where are we going? As if cats like car rides, which I think led to believe that they don't. But he is totally chill. Gave him some water. He even poked his head up out of the box because he was being so well behaved that we were like, okay. He's like looking around. It was adorable, actually. And we get to the Humane Society, and I'm just not sure what the plan is because, like I keep saying, we have 2 dogs. And our apartment's 2-bedroom, but I was just like, I don't know how this is gonna work. Maybe we just need to get him to the proper home for him. So we go to the Humane Society to like start consulting on what to do. And they wouldn't even see him. They're like, no, we don't deal with wild cats. Like, which I didn't know that. I thought wild cats needed to be rescued, but apparently they're like, no, they are actual wild creatures. You just let them do their thing unless they're not healthy. And he is healthy, and they checked to make sure he wasn't microchipped, and he wasn't microchipped. So they're like, yeah, it's just a wild cat, like just put him back. And I was like, I can't put him back with the coyotes and the cars and all of the dangers. And they were like, okay, well, you can adopt him, but we can't help find anybody else or anything. So my husband and I are like, what do we do? So we took him to a vet, and this whole time we're like, what are we doing? Vet checks him out, says he seems healthy. He's about a 1-year-old male. He got healthy reports. He got his vaccines, and that was like, they're like, yeah, he's good. They give him flea treatment, and they're like, yeah, he's good. You can adopt him. And we were like, okay, I guess we're just gonna take this wild creature home. Every step of the process, we were like, what are we doing? Bless my husband's heart. He was like, it's gonna be okay. Let's just do it. Like, let's rescue the cat. So then we go to the pet store. We get the litter. We get the kitty box. We get the food. We get the treats. We get the toys. We get the whole thing. Then we come home, and my gut instinct, luckily, I think was right, which is to like set him up in his own room. So I took him, I separated the dogs. I took him here to like the office and just made him his own little cat paradise, removed all the houseplants. And I didn't take everything out of here because I know some cats can be really destructive, and I was like, I hope he doesn't like tear down all of the knickknacks we have in here. Knock on wood, he has not touched anything. He has been a perfect gentleman. So impressive. But we set him up in here with the food and the water and everything, let him out of his box, and he went under this couch and did not come out for a full 24 hours. I have like a little motion activated pet camera, so I put that in here to see. So that's how I know he did not come out of the couch. He did not drink water, he did not eat food, he didn't go to the bathroom. I was like, this poor cat, like, I guess he is wild, you know? Like, he tricked me into thinking he was a people person. But I was like, maybe we made a mistake. But no. So I just kept coming in here and sitting with him, doing my work. I would like sit on the ground with my laptop, like no pressure, come out if you want to come out or not. And then all of a sudden, after like 24 hours, he just like saunters out. Has some food, has some water, comes over to me just the same way as on the trail. So sweet, wants to be petted, totally loving. And I'm like, I guess I have a pet cat now. And he used the litter box. It had 0 accidents. Like I said, he knocked nothing down. Like, he's gotten into 0 trouble. He hasn't scratched or bitten or hissed at us at all in that whole process of like the vet, the box, the Humane Society, all of that stuff. He has been a perfect gentleman this whole time. It's crazy, especially for a feral cat. Like, it's just very surprising. So we have a pet cat now. And we named him Johnny Cats, the cat in black. I'm matching with him today, but he has just been so much fun. So I wanted to make a whole special vlog to tell you the crazy story time of how the cat was acquired. It really kind of felt meant to be. I don't know if you're woo-woo like I am, but it really did feel special, and he is very special. Like, that cannot be denied. He's a very special cat. So I just wanted to show you how it's going. Like, this room is his main home base, but he's starting to venture out into the house. He's met the dogs a couple times. I think I have a couple clips I can show you so far of that. I think these two are already about to be besties.
I hope, or we're about to catch a bloodbath on camera.
No. Look how relaxed he is.
Oh boy, Johnny.
Oh my goodness.
She kind of crazy.
All she cares about is like coming by me.
Getting his food maybe.
Oh, Johnny, you're so calm. But so far so good with meeting the dogs. We have like a long way to go. But everybody's being cool so far. Like, my dogs are old and senile. I honestly think the older one only just now noticed that the cat has been in the house for over a week. So I think it's going pretty well. I don't know. He just feels like he's my cat. He's our cat. He's part of the family. So I just really hope it continues to go smoothly with meeting the dogs, being at peace with the dogs. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of a journey. Hi, baby. I've been talking about you. So he's got these beautiful green eyes. And he's got this ear that was cut, poor thing. But as you can see, he's just absolutely beautiful. And he was in really good condition for being wild. Like, cats are amazing, like, keep themselves really well groomed. But after getting flea treatment, especially in a bath, he's very, very soft, Like, I don't eat meat. I'm obviously opposed to harming animals. But when I pet his coat, like, it's so luscious. I kind of understand why the whole fur trade happened. Like, I'm not a fan of the fur trade, but I get it. Like, this coat is luscious. It is so silky soft. But we're gonna keep him nice and healthy so his coat stays shiny and so beautiful. Gorgeous baby. And you see, he just has the sweetest personality. Like, obviously not a feral cat, from what I understand about feral cats. So, I don't know if he was lost. I hope not, but he is definitely part of just a random neuter and release, and he doesn't have a microchip. No flyers in the neighborhood. No word on any of the, like, neighborhood apps. So, he's our baby. Okay, you're sleepy? I know cats sleep a lot, but the first few days he was here, he slept just utterly nonstop for so long. Like, poor thing probably never got to sleep in safety before. So I'm glad that he knows he's safe here and he can just rest, play with his toys, eat his food. He's gonna live the good life for the rest of his days. So grateful that he chose us. So grateful that I found him again after that first time. Sweet boy. You're a good boy. Good morning, Johnny. Hi, baby. I'm still adjusting to having a cat. Last night I had to get some ribbon out of here, my little ribbon box. And I left it that way. Like, totally rookie move, because I think that's a textbook thing a cat would probably want to just make a huge mess in. But he didn't. He's such a good boy. He didn't touch it. And we got him this little retro, oh my goodness. We got him this little retro TV cat scratcher. And he is loving it. It's so cute. He keeps going into the television. Oh, now you're gonna mess with all the ribbon now that I'm in here? No, you're a good boy. Yes, you are. You're so chatty in the morning. You're chatty. He's so cute. Yeah, baby. Come over here and get some pats. Yeah, I like to do my quiet time in here with you. This is our morning routine where he lays here and he gets all the pats. So sweet. Good boy. He's such a good boy. And I have my little journal in here and do my quiet time. I have to say, quiet time with a cat is such a vibe. I love quiet time with my dogs too, but just something about writing in a journal with like the peaceful presence of a cat is really sweet. And very thoughtful creatures. You're so long. Oh, stretch. Big kitty. He weighs about 10 pounds, I think. They weighed him at the vet, but he was in a box at the time. So I think he's around the 10-pound mark. You just fit right in with my quiet time. I can't wait for him to make peace with the dogs, because I think my dogs will really appreciate this energy. Like, they're all just very chill animals. And we have a very cozy household, so he's gonna fit right in. But for now, we've been keeping him in this room's like his little sanctuary, and keeping the door closed so the dogs don't come in. And then we'll put the dogs on a leash in the living room and then leave the door open so he can like saunter out whenever he wants. And the dogs don't like rush up to him and get in his face. Like, we do controlled sniffing with the leashes on. And that's been going really well. And I ordered a baby gate. I just want to make sure that like once we leave this door open, he has his own escape route and his own freedom. So like, I ordered a baby gate, and I'm going to just gate off this section of the apartment so the dogs can't get into this room and the hallway and everything. And that way, if the dogs are ever too much for him, he can just come back here. So that's my plan that we'll start having the dogs off the leash once the baby gate is installed. So until then, he mostly just hangs out in here, and he seems honestly very, very content. So I'm glad that he's so happy, because being a wildcat who's used to chasing lizards and all sorts of stuff, I didn't know how he would adjust, but he seems so content, so happy. We're having cat roaming time. I think he's gonna slink back to his room. Good boy, good boy. And the cat's gone. But he might slink back out here in a little bit. DC wants to play so bad. Get it. Hey, Johnny. So I just put up this little baby gate. It was honestly just like the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. Put the dogs away to see how he does with it. Like, I was thinking he would jump over it. I almost think he could fit through the rungs, but let me see if I can help him. Johnny, you want to learn how to jump over? Okay, I put a little side table there as like a midpoint. I don't know if he thinks it's sturdy enough, but it is. Well, of course I missed the moment, but he quickly figured out how to get over the hurdle. These two are just like peacefully coexisting out here right now. But I put a little side table, and that kind of inspired him to jump over with a middle point. So I have to figure something else out for that, but I think it's working for now. And yeah, I guess it's a good sign that he feels comfortable to be out here. DC is just barely tolerating the presence of the cat in the window. It's so peaceful, you don't mind. It's very sweet, you don't mind. You wanted your scratch. And this one's being very peaceful. Nobody has barked or hissed, so it's been good. She gets so wound up after she has TREATSs. But look, they're all together in the same area so peacefully. Good babies. Good job. I'm so proud of you all. They just had a reward for this good behavior, so. The kitty had a little treat. Hi, baby. I know you've got big feelings, and that's okay. Sweet babies. Yes. So things are really progressing in the coziness department in my apartment, because the dogs just do that all day anyway, and now the kitty is out here doing that. I am so excited about this development that he's like hanging out with the fam now. So nice. He was napping up there in his little bed for a while, and then he laid down here. I don't know where DC is. I feel like if DC was in this room, he might not be as content to lie on the floor, but actually that's DC's spot too, because that's where the sun shines, so they might, oh, hopefully they'll share that spot one day. That'd be so cute. But I think it's a good sign that he's just hanging out in here, because he knows how to jump over the barrier if he wants to go back to his lair. And he doesn't. He wants to be with us. Sweet boy. I don't know how we got such a sweet, tame wildcat. I can't even believe my life right now. Like, what? Everybody's being so peaceful and good. I got my boy right there. I got my other boy. And Cindy's being sweet in Nate's lap. So peaceful.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Living the dream.
Johnny, do you understand these are dogs or mortal animals? Cindy, you know that cats are your mortal enemies?
No, they're not. Nate, we kind of blend together in a weird way because we're both in our workout pants.
Can you explain that to the people?
We blend together in a weird way because we're both in our workout pants. So it's Friday now. Time for another quiet time. And I started this vlog on Tuesday. And look how far we've come. Oh my goodness. We've had the cat for 10 days now. I kind of feel like this could have been happening on like day 1. But we wanted to be cautious about making sure he was like comfortable here before we fully integrated him into the household, but suffice to say, he is fully integrated. It is so nice. He just fits right in. It's so sweet. And like, how did I ever do quiet time without a cat? It's just, it writes itself. It's so perfect to sit here and do my little journal, sip my little coffee, and it's just so peaceful and cozy. So the dogs are still asleep for now, but I'll show you more later of their interactions because, knock on wood, they're getting along so well. It's so nice. I'm so grateful. He's such a good boy, Johnny. So, like, my heart is just so full. I don't even care that he's gonna ruin my favorite blanket. I'm making all these biscuits. It's so cute. And my favorite blanket became his favorite blanket. It's so soft. It's honestly like a Barefoot Dreams blanket, but it was way, way cheaper. So I will just get another one and he can just shred it to his little heart's content. Because I don't know what it is about a cat. You just want to like give them the world. And give them anything that they want. I don't know why. He's so sweet. And meanwhile, this tiny little fur ball joined us. So much peacefulness. So I wonder where Johnny and his new brother are. They're sharing the sunny spot. Oh, my heart.
Oh, there it is.
I know.
So sweet.
That is the sweetest
What are
thing.
you guys doing? Having a chat?
I just came in the room and they were just, no, you're good. You don't need to move.
Oh,
Aww.
no.
So peaceful, though.
Oh,
So good.
that is a relief.
Oh my gosh, my heart's bursting. We both have green eyes, so there's a family resemblance. I don't know if you can tell. I feel like his look more green on camera and mine look more blue for some reason, but they are green in person. And we're clearly related. One thing this cat does so much is make the biscuits. It's so cute. And I don't know if I've mentioned, I've never really had a cat before. I was like a little girl when we had a cat growing up. So I'm like a total rookie at this, and I keep having to Google things. Like, I've been kind of paranoid. Like, is it normal to sleep all the time? And I looked up what this whole needing situation is about. And a lot of places said it means they're happy, which makes me so happy. You happy, Johnny? So sweet. And it also said it could mean like marking that this is theirs. So that makes me so happy to think that he's just settling in and making this his home. That's so sweet. You're a good man. Oh, Johnny, little nose boop. Thank you. Back to the biscuits. He's got to make that dough. Working so hard. But I will say he's actually very delicate. Like, he has never, ever sunk his claws into me or Nate's lap. And I know it looks like he's shredding this blanket. I was very worried at first. But there has been no damage sustained to the blanket. Like, he's very gentle. He just, like, gently puts his little claws out and doesn't actually rip. So he's a very good boy. He's continued to not destruct anything in the apartment. He has never jumped up on the kitchen counters even once, which is wild to me. I'm so relieved. And another thing I was really worried about was my houseplants, because I know some of them are toxic to cats. Some of them are toxic to dogs too. So I've always been like very relieved that my dogs are 100% trustworthy, would never ever mess with my plants. And I'm hoping that my cat will be that way. I've been monitoring him really closely and he's never shown any interest at all in them. So I think we're okay. Our vet was like, you know, poison doesn't taste good. So you don't really have to worry about your cats eating anything poisonous to them, because they're very fastidious about what they eat. And it's true. He thinks very long and hard before he even like puts a snack in his mouth. He's so fastidious. But I want to make sure you never mess with anything you shouldn't mess with. I'm going to keep you super safe, buddy. But he's an angel so far, I must say. Perfect gentleman, through and through. He purrs very softly I don't know if that's normal either. Like, there's so many things I just don't know about cats yet. But it's so soothing when he's like laying on my chest and purring. It's so sweet. Wonderful world of cat friendship awaits. I'm so happy. Dreams do come true, people. I feel like earlier in this vlog I said it would be the dream if like one day they could be this peaceful together. And my heart is just so full because this is the scene around here nowadays. It's like all the sleeping, cozy cuteness. I'm so happy. So happy they get along so well. Johnny just fits right into our family. And my heart is so full. Well, I was going to wrap up this vlog and I realized we didn't have a very important perspective, which is cat dad of the year over here. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
He kind of blends in with your shirt right now.
Yeah.
There's a cat right there.
I swear.
like father, like son.
He's not thrilled either. I'm trying to give him a treat and he's like...
He doesn't want a treat.
But, I mean, for maybe feral, at least stray cat to even tolerate this is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's so sweet and cuddly.
I'm going to give him a kiss and hopefully he won't maul me. Come on. See? It's crazy.
You act like you're like a lion tamer.
I feel like it.
Nate is cat dad MVP.
Well, that's awfully sweet.
And I was saying how I couldn't have done it without your support and encouragement because I was like questioning the whole time, like, are we really adopting a cat? This is crazy.
We're not cat people. Did you mention that? We don't think we are, at least. Or we didn't think we were.
Traditionally not. I'm still a dog. I gotta admit, I'm still a dog person. Like,
I'm still
by nature.
Hamster.
You're a hamster person?
Hamster person. What have we learned?
What have we learned? We've learned...
This week on Milk and Honey Life. This week on a very special Milk and Honey Life.
Yes.
We learned that dog people can be cat people. And feral, stray, maybe feral cats can be people.
Exactly. That's really well said, babe.
With enough love.
That's the theme of my whole channel. Love makes the world go round. I think he's settling in and like getting a little braver and probably more curious and hopefully not too much more mischievous because he's been an angel. But I'll definitely keep you guys posted on how the family settles in. But so far, so good. Everybody's so peaceful and happy together. My heart is just bursting.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's amazing. So thank you guys for being a part of our little family. We love you and we'll see you in the next video. Say something.
Bye, friend.
No, I'm giggling. I should have Johnny for this.
Yeah.
Bye from all of us at Milk and Honey Life and the dogs. And we love you. See you next time. Bye.
He's annoyed with us.
Bye.
But that's what families do.